Democrats are the reason that the Department of Homeland Security is currently shut down. They have chosen to act against the American people for political reasons. And now we have FEMA workers, the men and women of the United States Coast Guard, men and women of TSA who keep our airports moving, who will be working without paychecks for no good reason other than the Democrats wanting to pick a fight with Donald Trump.
Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, is moving the goalposts and giving what Kellyanne Conway would state alternative facts. Thus,
President Trump, who got a standing ovation yesterday at a football game in Miami after throwing a perfect spiral from his suite all the way to the end zone. Some call it luck of the Irish, but I call it trusting in Trump. And it's that exact vision, physical strength, huge hands, and vision for the future that's going to take us through this short-term pain to the long-term game of global world peace. And it's because of President Donald J. Trump that we're not in World War III. Hello. Because, you know, it had Kamala Harris won, had the Democrats succeeded in trying to steal elections, which is what they do. All right, that's the only reason a Democrat has ever won. The world was saying, hey, Kamala Harris, that evil laugh she has, they were like, shut up. All right, let's nuke her. That's why President Trump has to stop these people, because we can't stop women from laughing, be it as we try, okay? Also, I need you guys to stop spreading fake news about friend of pod BB. He's totally fine, all right? You don't know anything, you losers. But speaking of winning after a loss, rainbow pot of gold, President Trump's favorite color, golden ballroom, boom, all right, luck of the Irish, but do you know who's not so lucky? TSA employees, because the radical left Democrats are keeping them from getting their paycheck.
comedian Lisandra Vazquez has a field day with Leavitt, who is now pregnant, by the way, with her husband, who is, not a joke, 60 years of age.
These other countries are benefiting greatly from the United States military taking out the threat of Iran. The rogue Iranian regime has long not just posed a threat to the United States of America, but of course to our Gulf and Arab partners in the region. As you see, I believe Iran has struck more than 300 civilian targets in the Gulf region. If you think about Europe, their ballistic missile capability that the United States military is currently wiping out was a direct and imminent threat to our European allies, as well as our bases in the region, which is why President Trump took this action in the first place. So these countries are absolutely benefiting from ensuring that Iran can never obtain a nuclear weapon. This is something not just the United States, but the entire Western world has agreed with for many, many years. So I think the president is absolutely right to call on these countries to do more, to help the United States to reopen the Strait of Hormuz so that we can stop this terrorist regime from restricting the free flow of energy.
She is mastering the art of saying a lot of nothing here. I mean, she is a pro.
With Iran stuff, the fake news coverage, y'all, it's a bummer. Okay, so I need you to really pivot hard on the fact that this is all because of Joe Biden, Barack Hussein Obama, and also it's because Kamala Harris. Had she not had her evil laugh, that's what unlocked all of those illegals that came into the country, like Abrego estamos perdiendo. And also, if we are going to be going into this meeting today, I need someone to please stop that Washington Post reporter from continuing to smell like mothballs. It's disgusting. All right, let's get it.
Thus, the comedian had a field day with it.
Just have a quick statistic here on energy that I found fascinating, and it's obviously true because I'm saying it up here. Red states with Republican legislatures currently enjoy lower average retail electricity prices than blue states with Democrat legislatures.
Notice how the reporters laughed at her when she said that. They are laughing when she says, well, I'm up here on my little podium, and that makes me a truth teller. So don't forget, I'm telling the truth. I mean, wow.
Trump, who just got done doing a standing back talk for every completed missile against the supervillains over there in Iran, and he did that to address something. Hey, what he's doing in peak health is showing you short-term pain for long-term gain, and gains he's getting because he's in peak physical condition, unlike what the fake news woke media is reporting. You should be ashamed of yourself, but what do I expect from people with diagnosed TDS, okay? RFK, you're working on that vaccine? Oh, wait, no, they give you autism, all right? Guess you can't win them all, right? But no, one thing is for sure is that you cannot believe anything unless you hear it from the White House, okay? And I understand that you guys love to spread misinformation, radical leftists, because you're struggling, you're failing. Washington Post looking at you. All right, so let's get it straight. Number one, we will get Iran to surrender unconditionally. Number two, this war is complete, but also very much just getting started. And number three, Kai Trump is 100% allowed to go to the grocery store with her Secret Service. What do you expect? She's a teenager, okay? She can get the Hailey Bieber smoothie. And plus, have you ever even tried a Harry's Berry? Sure, they're $30, but they'll change your life.
Which coincidentally makes Vazquez and other comedians that much funnier and also better. Think of the material that they have and the artistic, creative approach to putting it all in a hilarious perspective. And I stand by those words. Some have said, hey, to comedians, hey, hasn't your job been easier? I remember Gianmarco Cerezi, fantastic comedian, talked about this when a friend said to him, oh, Trump won. Doesn't it make your job easier? No, it doesn't. Because not only is this the second go around, but he, sorry, Caitlin Collins, is too accessible. He says too many dumb things. As Steve Hofstetter once said, the jokes don't necessarily write themselves. We write the jokes. However, when you make that big of an ass of yourself every single day, when Karoline Leavitt makes an ass of herself every single day, when Pam Bondi makes an ass of herself every single day, when Kash Patel makes an ass of himself every single day, people start to get tired of this stuff because it is draining when you pay attention to it 24/7. It really is. It's tiresome. Seeing such buffoonery is tiresome. Seeing such ineptitude is daunting. You expect more from your elected leaders. You expect some level of knowledge and also some honesty. Not seeing a rendering of a hurricane and putting a Sharpie on a map to prove your point. If you know, you know. Not when Puerto Rico is hit. You going down there and pretending like you're a basketball player with paper towels. You expect your president to pronounce orange correctly. I mean, we're just going over some of the hits. So I applaud Lisandra Vazquez. I applaud many others in the comedic space because, again, this is not easy. And if you think it's easy, by the way, do it. That is my message to you. Do it. You don't think she's funny? Do it yourself. Let's see you upload it. Let's see you write it. Let's see your creative genes. Because I guarantee you don't have them like she does. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.